Alright lads, so today we are over on BBS Simulator to talk about the new upcoming guild quest, the QUINCY, Sternritter, Squad Zero and Human guild quest. The guild quest that a lot of people have been dreading, rightfully so, but I'm here to ease that stress and let you lads know that it's going to be really easy, especially after watching this video. So what we need to know firstly, I actually did make this video a week ago, but I'm redoing it now because we did get more information. But the first thing you need to know is that the status omen for this particular guild quest is going to be poison. So you want to make sure that characters that are naturally immune to poison can have a much easier time here since they don't, get poisoned, and they can also stay at full stam. Although because it is poison, it's not entirely needed that you need to be immune to it. I've done guild quests where there was burn pause and poison pause already, and a lot of the time, yeah, if you kill quick enough, you don't need to be immune to poison. But for those that want to go the extra mile and have an easier time and clear a tad bit faster, being immune to poison by either naturally being immune to poison or making it so they're immune to poison through links / T15 abilities and stuff like that is something that you might want to consider doing. Additionally, we now know the boss pattern. Now this will change regularly, right? It's not always going to be Squad Zero the final boss, but for this upcoming one, it's Squad Zero / Sorpo the first boss. The second boss is QUINCY / Sternritter. Third is a human. Fourth is a human / QUINCY, and then the final boss for this current one is going to be Sorpo / Squad Zero. And alongside those 5 waves, we're also going to be getting mini QUINCY enemies and mini Sorpo enemies. Now, it is important that you can have killer advantage against the final bosses since they do have more HP, 10 million on this final boss. But what you need to understand is how this killer damage does work. As long as you have one of the 4 killers, QUINCY, Human, Sternritter, and Squad Zero, you are getting that 5 times damage output. You do not need to have killer advantage against a boss to get that 5 times damage output. So to put it in simple terms, if you are bringing someone that has a human killer and you go against Bambietta, a QUINCY / Sternritter, you are still getting that 5 times damage multiplier, you're just not getting killer advantage. So technically killer doesn't really matter. You could bring 3 QUINCY killers and pretty much breach for this content, even if the final boss is a Squad Zero character, but obviously having killer against the final boss is just going to make you clear a tad bit faster. So for this particular guild quest, again, the bosses will change over time. The final boss is actually a Squad Zero character, so for those that have Squad Zero killer, you're going to be clearing a tad bit faster because you are doing 40% more damage to this boss. You'll be doing 20% damage against this boss if you have Human or QUINCY. You'll be doing 20% against Chad if you have Human killer. You'll be doing 20% against Bambietta if you have QUINCY killer, and 40% if you have Sternritter. And for Tanjiro, if you have killer, you're going to be doing 40% more damage because you do have, Squad Zero killer. Now, for as who you want to bring, let's talk about it. How can you prepare for this upcoming guild quest now that we know the information? Well, the first thing is the cheat code for this week. The reason why this week is going to be significantly easier than it's supposed to be, and the reason why when they first announced this, I didn't even stress about it because TATSUKI exists. TATSUKI is going to be your cheat code for this particular week, and the great thing is that she is free, and she's also really, really good. And as we did mention at the start of the video, as long as you have one of the 4 killers, you are getting that 5 times damage output against everyone. So TATSUKI, a character that is free, is going to be doing a lot of damage against everyone, but more damage against the human characters. And for those that are new to the game and you don't know, TATSUKI is a free-to-play character by beating the Iceberg of Perseverance Senkamon Tower. So if you haven't done that, it is unfortunate, but you can eventually work on that. For those that have been playing this game for at least a year, you should have a TATSUKI in every single attribute and potentially have a TATSUKI max transcendent. It's something that I definitely recommend doing if you are struggling to beat this week. It's a free character that you can easily max transcend, and she is pretty much one of the best characters to use for this week. Because if you don't know, she does have a 60% bruiser, which is already great, with flurry +1 and poise. That already makes her hit really, really hard, especially in this upcoming guild quest. And at the same time, she's also the booster for this week. Because if you don't know, once more, if you're new to guild quests, when you are making a team, especially for NAD characters, you always want to have one character that can boost your team. And you have a free-to-play option. That's something that no other guild quest week has the option to. And this is reason. And she right here is going to be the reason why this guild quest is going to be really easy, because she is providing a flurry support that's going to hit really hard, has the boost, and is also easily max transcendable. Again, if you've been doing Senkamon for at least the last year, you should have a TATSUKI in every single attribute, at the same time also have enough to 5 out of 5 one of them. So let's quickly go look at that. So what you can see here is the TATSUKI that I've gone ahead and built up. So for the most part, all you need to do is get to level 10 attack and focus, and then if you get lucky enough, you can reroll that 6 slot and try and get 500 attack. You can also use dupes of the Tatsuki to try and reroll that, although I don't recommend it. I'd say try and risk it and use the 20k Transcendence points to try and get that 500 additional attack, because if you do, here you go, one of the best characters, max Transcended for the most part, you know, the max damage output, level 10 attack focus, and the 500 additional attack, and now I have like almost 500 attack for free. A free character, and she's also a flurry character with the boost. I'm going to have a very easy time thanks to this character, and I actually recommend you lads do the same too. Work on your Tatsukis. If you've never had a reason to work on Tatsuki, now is the time. She is going to make this upcoming guild quest a lot easier. Now, what you can also do, go the extra mile, is get one to T20. Now, what you can see here is that I did give her this Sway from Link, who is poison duration minus 55% and also non-attack damage plus 20%. So what I wanted to do, if I wanted to take her to T20, which I can do, and I will do before the guild quest does come out, I can give her full stam and also make it so she is fully immune to poison. Now, when it comes to the Tatskis that you should work on, personally, I recommend working on the Mind version. Now, the reason why I do say that is mainly because Mind potions do come kind of easy thanks to, you know, Nini existing. I can easily farm up 3,000 pots if I really wanted to. And that's why I recommend doing the Mind one. If you have enough pot for hearts, I also recommend working on your heart character. The reason why I say one of those two is because the heart Tatsuki and the Mind one will never have attribute disadvantage. If you ever bring a power Tatsuki, a tech, or a speed one, there will come a time where they have attribute disadvantage. In this case, this Mind or heart Tatsuki is always going to have attribute advantage or just neutral damage. And this right here is overall the key to beating this week. If you can't beat the week and you have a Tatsuki sitting there, potentially 5 out of 5, it's your fault for not beating it. You have a really good character sitting there. I encourage us to work on it a few weeks before this guild quest does come out. And the great thing about Tatsuki too is that she does have last ditch, so if she does die, she can revive and then reuse that boost. I would go as far and say that you could probably use 3 Tatsukis and actually clear this guild quest. Now, who should use alongside Tatsuki? Well, there are a few characters that are definitely great to use here. Tsukushima is also going to be a really good character thanks to his drain, his boost, and also the fact that he is a flurry support character. Going to be really good. Same with Jugrim. Any of your PvP characters that have the killer here are going to be really good. Arskin's also going to be great, and the same can be said for Yamamoto. Now, Arskin's going to be really good here because he can actually debuff and also as killer against the upcoming final boss. The final boss right now is going to be Ichibei, so Arskin's going to have killer advantage. And he also has Star Barrier, so he is going to keep himself, you know, preoccupied for the most part, and also is immune to poison. So Arskin's also one of your better characters for this particular week. Now, the debuff effect is good because it does lower their defense. It does mean you can do more damage, and it will use it instantly. So the first boss that you go against is going to have that, you know, defense lowered, right? And then 40 seconds later, if you're on the final boss and you're still hacking at the final boss and he's still alive, he will then use that, you know, debuff once more. So you can get that debuff to activate twice, and most importantly, it should activate against the final boss if you do get to the final boss before, you know, 40 seconds. Alongside that, some other good characters too. I think Ruka's going to be very good. Is she immune to poison? She is. So Ruka is also a really good character. If you did pull her recently, she was on the Brave Fest banner. There's a lot of really good support characters you can use here. As for your main leads, so the obviously idea when it comes to guild quests is that you want to use 2 NAD characters and then 1 main SP character. Kugo can be decent. Stark is always going to be pretty good for this guild quest. Nergay and Nahali Bell is also going to be pretty good. Although what I actually recommend using is Aizen. So let's take a quick make a team. So as you can see here, this is an example team that I'm going to bring. And I actually if you have these 3 characters, definitely try this team out. Obviously, the more investment you have into these characters, either by Ling Shot or Transcendent investment, they will clear a lot faster. But I'd go as far as say that this team, 1 out of 5, can definitely clear the guild quest, especially if you have dupes into Tatsuki, which most of us watching this video should actually have. So Tatsuki's here because she's a NAD support character. She's going to be doing a lot of damage. She's a free max Transcendent character and also providing team with the boost. Well, Arskin is also a pretty good NAD character. Again, I'm lucky enough to have him duped out. He's also going to be providing a debuff effect against the first and potential final boss. And then Aizen's here because the final boss is currently mined. Additionally, he does have Super Killer, so he is going to be doing a tad bit more damage to the final boss, Ichibe, who is a Super character. And at the same time, he's going to be here to clear all the mini-mobs. Additionally, his SA2 is a Vortex. So just using his SA2 and keep lapping it with recharge links, it will basically allow my Arskin and Tatsuki to never get hit, keep their full stam damage, and just hack away at the boss ever so slowly. And the more investment you have into this team, the faster you are going to clear. But this is a really good team that I recommend most people actually bring. A lot of people have everyone should have Tatsuki. Again, if you've been playing for a few months or at least to a year, you should have Tatsuki at least once, hopefully max Transcended. Aizen, I don't want to say everyone does have, but a lot of people do have him. He should be getting a guaranteed banner sometime in April. By then, the guild quest will be gone, but it will eventually come back in the future. And Askin is the limited character that not everyone's going to have, but you can easily fulfill that other spot with another TATSUKI. Like, you can literally just make this team, and you're probably going to clear it. TATSUKI will be enough, especially if you have good accessories, good links to make sure she's immune to poisoning, and also just get her, you know, transcended. Get her to level 10 attack. That's easily done now with epic raids and all the other quests that we have to transcend characters. And then your third character, your main SP character, realistically can be anyone. If you don't have Aizen, then bring Byakuya. If you don't have Byakuya, then bring Kisuke. Just bring someone that can keep them in place so your net character can do all the damage. And if you have good accessories and you work on them, then you're going to be completely fine. So with that said, lads, that was the video for today. And mainly just highlighting the fact that if you haven't worked on TATSUKI, go ahead and do it right now. You're doing yourself a disfavor if you don't work on it. She's a free character and one of the best options to use for this upcoming guild quest. I do not want to see anyone with TATSUKI in their account lose to this guild quest. It's going to be easy. Trust me. If you have them, easy sailing. If you don't, then you might struggle a bit. But by that point, you really shouldn't be tackling hard guild quests. But this team is good enough, again, to go against hard, so it'll be easily clearing the normal difficulty. With that said, lads, let me know what team you lads are using in the comments below. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.